Harare, capital of Zimbabwe, a city where ambition meets opportunity. In 2023, the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport, the nation's primary aviation gateway, unveiled a bold new chapter. For years, this airport carried the weight of a growing nation, welcoming visitors, facilitating trade, and reconnecting families, yet operating within infrastructure built for a different era. Congestion, limited capacity, and aging facilities became visible signs of a system under strain. In response, Zimbabwe embarked on a $153 million expansion project commissioned in 2023. The result, a transformed aviation gateway, modern, efficient, and aligned with national development priorities. Major transformation does not happen by chance. It begins with deliberate planning, institutional leadership, and a clear understanding of national needs.
If you have got that kind of infrastructure, you need to equip it in the sense that the turnaround, whether it's baggage or even visitors, it needs to be enhanced. And precisely this is what we are working on. And maybe that through our parastate or NHS, where we are saying we need to compete in this market, in this space. And therefore you need to have modern equipment. And maybe that at times people will be questioning to say, we have the capacity. Now we can accommodate the wide-bodied planes. We are talking of the Airbus A380, and we've got the aerobridge that we have, which will accommodate such kind of plane.
You would find that we were experiencing congestion because of the limited space for passenger processing as well as for the processing of baggage. We're also experiencing frequent breakdowns because of the aging equipment that we're using. So the expansion then upgraded the equipment, resulted in also expanding the space for the passenger processing. We added additional carousels for baggage handling. We added also additional check-in counters, which all resulted in improved efficiencies as well as improving even the passenger experience itself as the passengers pass through the airport, either departing or arriving. So the key strategic gap that the expansion addressed was obviously the modernization of the airport infrastructure to make the airport's company as well as the country competitive in line with the strategy for the airport's company of Zimbabwe itself.
The response was not simply to expand space, but to rethink how an airport should function efficiently, safely, and competitively.
The airport development, which saw a lot of increased capacity, where, for example, RGMI, Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport, used to have the capacity of 3 million, which then increased to 6 million, indicating that with the current statistics of movement, we are still very low to exploit the capacity that is there. The regulatory regime should then also follow that with the increase in capacity. As a regulator, you then prepare as well for that increased capacity. It's not only coming in as the increased number of aircraft, it increases the human capital as well, the experts that are operating the aircraft, that are maintaining the aircraft, that are dispatching the aircraft, the training schools, aviation training organizations that ensure that there's capacitation to all those experts in aviation. They also need to be considered. Overall, it's a jurisdiction which is constantly monitored by ICAO, evaluated for compliance with the international standards and recommended practices. So ordinarily, the authority is taken to task as long as there is an increase in activity in the operations side, which is the service delivery side, which is the airport business, which we talk of like the Airports Company of Zimbabwe. But it's not only the airports, the airline business. We have seen airlines coming in. We have emerging airlines as we speak. I'm very excited that we only registered last week one of our heavy jets, the Airbus 340, a third one in a row, which started in November last year. So that capacitation, it gives more activity on the regulator. I talked of the airport business, the airline business, the training organizations business. We talk of other peripheral business. That also includes, we have a duty to ensure seamless movements as well, oversight. We only provide oversight, while the primary role of facilitation rests with the airports company and other stakeholders like tourism and security agencies. But we have a role to oversee and ensure that everything is enabling and continue to support and sustain that growth. We have Joshua Mkabu Konkomo in Bulawayo, where we now have international connectivity. We have the Victoria Falls, also providing immense and great facility for connectivity as we market the western side of Zimbabwe. We have our RGMI in Harare. So ordinarily and naturally, there's now more choice on the traveler. We used to come to Harare, then we then connect domestically to the airports like Victoria Falls, assuming we have a poor domestic aviation, yet the law does not allow what is known as cabotage. That is, we do not allow a foreign operator to connect internally, to connect two airports in a domestic market. They are reported at international law as taking business for the local operator. So naturally, the current connectivity setup of Victoria Falls, Bulawayo, Harare, the choice going up north and down south is immense. So connectivity, you are no longer choosing that I have to go to Harare, to go to Joburg, then to Cape Town. Now we have direct flights from Victoria Falls to Cape Town, from Victoria Falls to Durban, and up north. And the choices are huge. And what we expect now, which we are exploring, we are working hand in glove with the Ministry of Transport, Tourism. We are just about to arrive on a country position where the fifth freedom is being operationalized. Fifth freedom, we are only saying, we give an example of Emirates flight, landing in Zambia, then they proceed to Harare without going to the host state of UAE. So we want to explore that on various operators, that we open up Harare Joburg for many players. If we open for many players, for example, Qatar, Emirates, Ethiopian, there are many others who are exploring the opportunity, like Turkish Airlines, Korea Air. So if we open for as many operators as possible, they will compete for the same passengers. So ordinarily and naturally, the price for the route becomes near nothing for our society. And flying is no longer only for those, for the wealth. It becomes available for the ordinary citizen, which is being spoken to for Vision 2030, towards an upper middle income society, of course, empowered. So the benefit for aviation travel becomes available to all.
modern infrastructure must meet international safety and regulatory standards, a responsibility that operates largely behind the scenes.
So as you would see when you go around, we added 4 additional aero bridges, we added 14 more check-in counters, we upgraded the baggage handling system, we upgraded even the check-in system itself, we upgraded the security system, the surveillance systems, and you also notice that our stakeholders also improved the passenger processing system. When you see the biometric system that the Department of Immigration has also installed. So all that is part of the new infrastructure, new facilities that have come in with the expansion of this airport. As you are aware, our vision as the Airports Company of Zimbabwe is to be a regional choice for aviation services and for airport services. So we've become a lot more competitive in terms of the passenger experience, in terms of even the handling of our passengers, the handling of the airlines, the handling of cargo that passes through this airport. So yes, we are very excited about that development where we have become a lot more competitive.
The aviation regulation is very important to say in the aviation language. We take it as a balancing scale. We take it as a balancing scale where regulation provides protection. It safeguards the operation. Firstly, it safeguards fair competition. Then it safeguards safe operations, that you protect exposure to risks of accidents, occurrence instances, and related adverse effects. So it protects and enable operation. At the same time, it should not be too expensive and rigorous in a sense that will affect the other arm of the scale, which is the business side. Both the airlines, the training organizations, tourism, they want to make money in terms of business. So if you over-regulate, then you create bankruptcy. But if you leave them to do what they want and forget about creating a safe, secure aviation environment, you cause accidents. So you have to create a balance, regulation and the business side. Definitely, we are almost below half utilization of our capacity, which makes our environment, aviation environment, well aligned with His Excellency, the Head of State, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, our President, foreign policy of engagement and the re-engagement, that the cake is still too big for any player. We still have a big portion for everyone. So that expanded capacity, which is continuously being improved again, it is very much aligned with the Vision 2030 and the Vision 2050, where we are talking of zero emissions by 2050, and with the Africa we want, the African agenda of 2063, where we want a safe, secure, full operationalization of the Yamoussoukro decision, the SATAM, the Single Africa Air Transport Market, where we want the African market to be available for all airlines that are hosted in Africa, and without limitation, with only market forces determining on where to go.
So one of the key pillars of NDS1 is infrastructure and utilities. When we improved this airport infrastructure, we have also contributed to the attainment of NDS1. And as we go into NDS2, we are going to make sure that we improve even the efficiencies and the utilization of this infrastructure. We are also going to be working on putting up a cargo terminal building. We're going to work on putting up a secondary runway. All that in line with NDS2 as well as Vision 2030 of an empowered and upper middle income society. So in a way, we've also contributed a lot to employment creation as well as the development of the economy at large.
From vision and regulation, the focus now shifts to daily operations, where infrastructure is tested by time, demand, and experience.
It has changed in very many ways, but the keynote is it's more interesting because we're dealing with lesser challenges, happier passengers, and obviously happier workforce. The increase in the operational space, you would find that from the check-in counters, we have now got more check-in counters, passenger facilitation processes, the security checkpoints, the immigration counters, all those have increased. The bridges for facilitating the aircraft have also increased. We have now 7, where we used to have 3. Even on the arrival side, we find we've got more space where we are now having space to facilitate the passengers. At the moment, the challenge that we still remain having is that of adequate car parking space on the land side. And the organization is also undertaking moves to actually have a package with more parking space so that when the passengers and their meeters and greeters come, they will have adequate car parking space.
For passengers, these operational improvements are experienced as smoother journeys and reduced stress.
I'm a regular traveler. I've been using this airport for quite a long time, but the first time I started using this airport, it was very small. The services were a bit slower because the airport was small. But now it's quite big. The services are now very fast. At times we would experience like very big queues when you come here, but now, today I haven't even seen a very long queue. Yeah, so I think everything for me, from the workers as well. I think they're now being trained as well. The services are now faster. We have more gates, a lot of more gates than before. We've got more. I think even the what do you call it? The airlines that are coming here, we have more of them. I haven't seen. I only started seeing the fast jets some 2 years back. I think it's because now the airport is now more convenient. It's faster and reliable, I can say. Before, I think if you come late to the airport, you would miss your plane because the gates were very. I think we just had few gates, and now because the airport is bigger.
It is quite a huge improvement because we are working in a better environment. And obviously dealing with lesser challenges, and then coming to work is less stressful because you know you won't be having as many challenges as we used to have in the times before that.
Improved connectivity does more than move people. It unlocks economic opportunities.
So the expanded Mugabe International Airport in Harare has made it possible for our customers, our passengers, to enjoy a much more better airport, which is bigger and has led to a much enhanced customer experience from our check-in through all the way to the boarding gates. Customers are now enjoying a much better and modernized facility.
Transformation must also be understood. Clear communication builds public confidence and shapes how travelers experience change.
Well, it is convenient, and as I said, you immediately find your way. Hey, it's easy to navigate. Everything is convenient nearby, and yeah, definitely a recommendation. The future, I think that the future will be even more exciting than this airport for Zimbabwe. I feel there's a lot of things happening. That is why I also have incorporated the business here. I see a lot of options for Zimbabwe, and this airport is a good point to start and get into the country, of course, but that's what airports do. There's a lot of ambition in Zimbabwe. I just came with a business meeting this morning, definitely there's a lot of opportunity here. And I think that Zimbabwe is now really focusing on the minerals, but they have to look beyond the minerals. What can you do with the minerals? But that's my tip for Zimbabwe.
By explaining new systems and services, the Airports Company of Zimbabwe helps passengers move through the airport with ease and confidence. When communication matches infrastructure, progress becomes visible, and Zimbabwe's aviation story speaks for itself.
The new RG Mugabe International Terminal has changed the perception not just of the airports, but of the country. We had so many interviews with people coming in. They were given compliments that this airport now competes not just in Africa but globally in terms of the technology, the infrastructure, the air conditioning, the environment itself. As you enter into the airport, it gives a first impression that you are in Zimbabwe. They are very happy about the airport, but they want this initiative to happen to all the other 8 airports. Remember, now we've got 9 airports in Zimbabwe which are operated by SEZ. They want this standard to be uniform across all the airports, of which that's the goal of SEZ, to ensure that we develop our infrastructure.
Ultimately, the airport's success is reflected in the experiences of those passing through its doors.
Even the tourists, they love Zimbabwe. I've even talked to some of my friends back in the UK. They love Zimbabwe, and they've actually commented on Zimbabwe that even the airport, they've seen it growing big, and we are doing quite well. I think the government is doing a very big job improving the airport, because if I look at the way it's built now, it's very big. I think we can even compare it to international airports. We've got a brighter future, and I think we're going to have even more visitors coming to see Zimbabwe, because the services are just on point. I can say everything about this airport. If you look at it, look at the one in Dubai, it's almost similar. We're doing quite well, I think. As a country, we're doing quite well, and I think I'm just about to come back from UK because Zimbabwe is just growing. It's doing quite well, actually, and I'm thinking of coming back because I can see we've got a brighter future in Zimbabwe.
Well, I like this airport. It's everything is convenient nearby, and it has a good atmosphere. Compared to, there are all kinds of airports, of course, more luxurious, but I like this. It's gezellig, we call it in Dutch. It means cozy, it's nice. The safety, it feels really great, and the facilities, everything is here. And as I said, it's quite nearby, so easy to access everything. Everything is here that an airport needs. As a tourist destination, well, there's big differences in Zimbabwe. I've been around, and there's places where there's not much modernity, or less so, but this is really modern, and it compares really well to the feel of Harare itself.
From congestion to connection, the expansion of Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport stands as a symbol of deliberate national progress. It reflects a commitment to modern infrastructure, regional competitiveness, and economic transformation under Zimbabwe's national development strategies. As aircrafts rise into the skies, they carry with them more than passengers. They carry a nation's confidence, ambition, and readiness for the future.